let your mama ask for you. That's what happened to us. My mother was like, hey, Ann and Tim are doing this. Do you have this? Do you have that? So,
welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Micah and Steve.
Hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Live, Let, Thrive. And this is episode 50, and we have some special guests, Kem and Anne. Very special guests. How y'all been?
Excellent, working hard.
Working.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching y'all's progress. That's amazing.
That song of Rihanna, work. That's what I feel like, These things I understand.
You gotta work. You gotta hustle. Hey, real quickly, this is our first episode without Micah. So,
wow.
Yeah, wow. He's been very, very busy doing his own hustling lately, and he couldn't make it tonight. But he said to carry on without him, and so he's in our hearts, in our minds. You know, he's right there with us. You know,
let's sprinkle some Micah dust in our Airbnb. We miss you, Micah. You're here with us in spirit.
Maybe he's watching the Facebook Live or something. Who knows? So yeah, this is y'all were on a previous episode. I can't think of which one right now, but it is our highest viewed episode ever.
Get out of here!
Yeah, highest listened to episode ever. Yeah. So y'all really brought it. So you set the bar high. So you got to keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And so y'all are my co-hosts today, and we're gonna have fun with it. I don't know. I don't have my partner, so it's gonna be different. But y'all are gonna help me get through this critical time.
Well, you got pretty hair, so that's a start already.
There you go. This is episode 50, and go ahead, a quick recap of who y'all are, what y'all do, and how y'all do it.
Oh, you want me to recap now?
Absolutely.
Okay. So for Kem and Anne, we tried Airbnb in May of 2016. We decided we were going to try it in February. And so we started renovating the house, doing some landscaping. It was one side of a duplex. It went so well, we decided to do the opposite side of the duplex. And we were going to just simply rent out the other house across the street as a regular rental. Well, once again, Airbnb, the demand was so high during the summer last year that we decided to Airbnb out that entire house. Ended up actually moving out of downtown to the Far East Side. So at that time, we had 6 units, and we decided to convert the house here in Miami as well, which was the first house Pinata bought, into an Airbnb vacation rental as well, and came down here and split it into 2, and that's what we've been doing for the past 2 months. In February, we got down here and started working on this house. So since February of last year to February of this year, we're looking at 8 units now.
Wow.
Airbnb, and that's after trying it.
If trying and falling in love with it, right?
We truly have. I sound like a network marketing person the way I just talk about Airbnb and HomeAway, particularly Airbnb, but I just encourage everybody to do it.
Yeah, everybody needs to try it at least once, right?
Yeah.
You have an extra room in your house, Airbnb it.
Yeah, so we focus on getting started with the lowest amount of cost, because to do so many in such a short amount of time, a lot of money. So everything we could do ourselves, we did. Everything that was hand-me-down or that we could repurpose, we did. We did secondhand storage, Goodwill, Facebook Marketplace. Neighbors helped us, family helped us, friends helped us, a couple of local people that don't come around help us. They kind of work for the day and disappear the next day, but they helped us.
Hey, at least they helped for one day, right?
Yeah, they did. That sucker knew how to paint. He said, I paint good for you, didn't I? I said, yes, sir, you did, but it's time to go.
See,
He had some issues.
see, y'all hit on something like that hit home with me, because like I don't know, I guess I'm the type of personality, either I'm afraid to ask for help or I just try to do everything myself and I get overwhelmed. And there's an art, there has to be like an art to it, because I just don't know how to approach people, and I don't know what they're going to say or what they're going to expect from me, or I just get nervous, you know.
Let your mama ask for you. That's what happened to us. My mother was like, hey, Ann and Tim are doing this. Do you have this? Do you have that? So all joking aside, I think my father mentioned to my uncle, who my cousin was moving out, so they helped. And then Facebook helped a lot. And then to your point, yeah, you just kind of ask. If you're a little nervous asking in person, maybe you private message people on a Facebook Messenger, or just do a broad message to your Facebook following. Say, hey, if anyone's getting rid of furniture or needs to repurpose anything, please let me know. I'm starting Airbnb and trying to do it on a budget.
Right.
Those kind of some ways to get through your hurdles of not openly asking for help. Otherwise, have a couple shots of whiskey, you'll ask anything.
Might ask too much, right?
Some of our stuff got repurposed because my cousin did like the arbitrage, where you can, go into the buildings and get a lease and rent. But then the association did not like that. So that, they're cracking down on Miami Beach. So they're like, okay, no. So she had a whole storage full of Airbnb furniture. And we just got a truck and said, haul it here.
Yeah, so a little bartering. Bartering works well.
Yeah,
so,
we did bartering with her.
We had done some things for her, and she said, hey, how about I let you have this, and we'll call it even. And so, yeah, just bartering works really well.
Awesome. I love that. And y'all are doing one in where at in Florida? Are y'all doing the current one?
Miami.
In Miami?
Yeah.
Estoy en Miami.
Qué chido, qué
Miami.
Qué bueno.
I'm in Miami, people.
So, and you had mentioned earlier that it's getting strict over there. So is there like certain parts that it ain't strict yet?
Yes. So down here, we're in what's considered Kendall. So, it's like 30 minutes from the airport and about 40 minutes from the beach. They're really strict in Miami Beach and Sunny Isles and like Golden Beach. All of the beach type properties, there's going to be some regulations. But as long as you look up and you kind of know what the laws are, the new Airbnb law is basically you need to register your property, and get a business license for it. After you register your property and get that, I think it's like maybe $100, and then you're considered, okay to be with to do vacation rentals. And then, like in our case, we have a pool. Nice. So you have to abide by certain laws.
Yeah.
Because you can be held accountable if someone drowns in your pool, and it is jail time. So
yeah, negligence. If you don't follow the proper protocol for having a pool and allowing children and things there.
So that's kind
of leery about that. We're like, okay, so do we say no kids? Do we say, and most families come here and they're vacationing with kids, so that didn't kind of work. So we just looked up the laws and we took a minute out to read,
Yeah, and you only have to have like one of 4 different things. We actually have 2. If I could have all 4, I would, but the barrier wall I can't really do just because of how close the screen is to the pool. But we did the locks up high and we did the chimes, and everything has been thin. So just trying to make sure we can overkill on it. As far as how strict they are, a lot of these laws literally have just gotten passed in the last 3-4 months. So we'll see how strictly things are enforced and how they're looked up. So we're just trying to follow everything we can. We've reached out to, I think Evolve is actually going to be managing this one.
Yeah.
So we reached out to them, asked what their knowledge is on it, and they're kind of just going to play it by ear and, make sure you follow the things that are more severe if you're not doing, as opposed to something that maybe is a $20 fine if you get caught. So like, in business, you can hold back and try to cross every T, dot every I, or you can kind of move forward, get the big things, and if some things fall through the crack, you pick them up as you go along.
Oh yeah, big time.
And the tax law as well is something that you want to make sure you're abiding by, especially here in Miami. So like Dade County, they charge 7% sales tax. That's for the state of Florida, and then there's a 5% county tax in this county that I live in. So I made sure that that's a part of the reservation because I don't want any trouble later when they say, okay, where's our tax money? You're doing this, especially when you register, as a business and register your vacation rental.
Right. So y'all found this spot and had a pool, and I'd be like, cool, a pool, that's more money, but then I'd be apprehensive about it too, because I had a friend actually ask me if I wanted like this really cool swing set, and it needed a little work, but I was thinking right away, I was like, I don't know if I want to bring on that liability to my Airbnb. I don't want a kid to fall off and break his arm and then get sued.
Right. I wouldn't necessarily recommend purchasing a property with a pool to do Airbnb. We have this property already, so it is what it is. But we even contemplate. I'm very conservative. I'm learning to, not be so. It's held me back at times, but it's like, okay, follow the rules and it's okay. So yeah, there's liability. You follow all the laws. The biggest thing would be negligence. If you don't try to protect and let people be aware, we got signs everywhere talking about no swimming, no kids left unattended. We went above and beyond what's required by law, and just kind of followed proper protocol of what you would see at a hotel. So we have the hook, like if someone's drowning, what's that called?
The lifesaver hook.
Yeah,
and we have the lifesaver wrap.
Yeah, the lifesaver ring. Not a wrap.
You know what I mean?
You don't get in a raft to go save someone, but yeah, it's a lifesaver ring. So we have the ring, we have the lifesaver pole,
and we bought they require us to have signage, pool rules.
Girl, she bought 4.
I have 5, and then I have one that's actually 2 more coming that say don't leave your children unattended. It's overkill.
Yeah, totally. We're gonna lock the pool. We have our landscape guy that'll come by and kind of lock it down, check on things for us, and just really try to be as strict as possible to make sure people stay safe.
That's great. One thing I saw on some of the topics you wanted to talk about is it's a great topic because a lot of people don't think about this. Some people get into it and right away Airbnb hits you up with all these bookings, because they want to get you hooked on doing Airbnb. And so you're like, oh, this is great. And then comes the winter time, and then it's the slow times. And so you put how to get through Airbnb droughts and low booking times. So give us some tips and pointers on that.
I felt like I was in the desert with no water.
Yes,
I was in the desert with no water.
She was getting stressed. Kenyana's not happy when she don't meet goals. She's a true driven
and I wasn't
workaholic.
The desert I was in wasn't Dubai. It was one of the deserts, the ones people don't go to.
Oh, wow.
That's how bad it was.
Look, maybe too much. So how we got through that was, so Miss Kenyana was feeling some kind of way, and we talked about it. I said, listen, we can make the same money, because she talked about lowering the price. And I said, well, let's lower the price, but extend the required amount of days. And that helped. So, if you're only getting booked on the weekends during the winter anyway, and you're being booked 2 days instead of charging $150, why don't you lower it down to $99 instead of requiring 2 nights, you require 3 nights. So you're still getting the same $300. You're still paying your cleaning people, and that seemed to work to get us a few more bookings. It'd been nice if we had done that a little earlier. So next year we may try a few different things. We seem to be becoming, in Indiana, we're becoming more of a corporate light renter. So we might try to reach out to them next winter a little more. So we got some things up our sleeve that we've learned from this winter that did work a little later in the game. So I would recommend anybody to look at those things. Know what your minimum per night is, what your costs are, how much you want to make, and then look at your availability. If you're only booked 3 or 4 nights a week anyway, you're not losing by lowering your price and extending your days out. The other thing we did was we adjust our price according to lead time, I guess the right word would be. So a lot of times we'd have our price at maybe $129 a night. And if it's 2 or 3 weeks out and we ain't got no bookings, we think about lowering it because it's better to make $75 a night than $0 a night, right?
Zero, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's kind of hit or miss because you get lower and the clientele starts to change as well. So we recently had a booking where it seemed like we spent quite a bit of money, but Airbnb reimbursed us. But these folks, we kind of bent over backwards for them. We felt for their calls, and it seemed like we were just kind of taken advantage of. So sometimes I'll try to be kind to people and lower your price. Sometimes you pay for it, other times you don't. So you just kind of give, but be prepared that sometimes it bites you, but that's okay.
So let's dive into that real quick. That situation.
Yes, that was the politically correct answer. I'm gonna give you the real one. So
don't be talking about people. They might
I'm
watch.
not talking about it, and that's fine. They can watch because it's all true.
The truth. Yeah.
So, anyways,
Steve adjusted for that.
Yeah,
one. Let me get close.
Let me so look at you.
He's so handsome.
This was our first Airbnb from hell experience.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Okay. So it started out that these young ladies came and visited. It was 4 of them, and they had 4 kids. Three girls. 3 girls. 4 kids. Yeah, 4 kids. Okay, so they came and visit.
Diapered kids.
So the kids were little.
Yes.
And so the first night was fine. We met them like the 3rd night. She sent me a text that said, "Hey, I'm supposed to check out. Can we extend? Because our grandmother is in the hospital and we're here visiting her from, the hospital." So I'm like, oh, wow. But it just was peculiar that they lived in Indy, so because the address was an Indianapolis address. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So they said, but one of the girls that was visiting was from Mississippi. So I said, well, maybe they have that family emergency. So we end up seeing them outside. So, the neighborly person I am, I run out.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, we're taking to our other properties.
Yeah.
And we saw them, so we said hello, introduce ourselves whenever we start tenants.
And so then after that, they were very polite. They said hello to us. But I did find it peculiar because I was like, "How's your grandmother?" And she's like, "Huh?" I said, "Your grandmother." And she's like, "Oh no, she's doing much better. She's still not doing well." So I'm like, "Aw." So I'm okay with them. So at that time, they asked to extend another night. So now we're on night 4. That's fine.
And I started to be suspicious just because the lady that had rented from, she kind of came out, arms crossed. She had makeup under her eyes, and she didn't, she was kind of talking low. And we pulled away.
She had a black eye.
Oh.
She did. A black eye. And I could see with the makeup, and when I was talking to her, I'm looking at her. She would kind of look forward, and she was really speaking a lot. I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like, so I told Kenyana, I'm like, something's just strange, I don't know. I don't know what we should have done differently. But I kind of picked up on something then. Like in hindsight, maybe I should have gone into the unit or kind of checked it out at that time.
And put more, maybe put more snacks or something like that.
Find an excuse. Yeah, you're right. Find an excuse. If you feel something, that would be a good tip. If something's kind of leery, find an excuse to go in. Oh, I got an alarm, or I got to restock, or find some reason just kind of check out the property, because then we wouldn't have got to the point that we're about to continue.
Okay, so after that, we get a text the next night. This is, I would like to extend another night, but one other person that was in her party would be paying for it. So I said, okay, no worries. And then they would check it out the next day.
Lowered the price for them.
So I ended up putting, I have a 2-night minimum, so I ended up lowering and putting to a 1 night so that she can go ahead and book. Well, this is a tip for everybody. If you do that and the person is new, it could show booked and it could show paid. But then if they revoke they got 24 hours with Airbnb, even though it shows paid on your side. And then they revoked their registration. So then it showed up the next morning as not paid. Yeah. So they slept the whole night and I didn't get paid. So I'm calling them. I'm like, it didn't go through. So they're like, oh, and then they start, pointing fingers. Well, she was supposed to pay for it. Well, we'll take care of it. So,
yeah, they communicated really well, and on the phone they were like, "Oh no, we'll take care of it. So sorry." So they kept leading us to believe, hey, they want to take care of this. So we were like, okay, fine, we'll call tomorrow and get this shit away.
And they would give us the money. So finally, I have another booking, and this booking was very important. It was a dance mom that was coming to volleyball competition.
Yeah.
And she was already leery about Airbnb. It was her first time renting. I convinced this lady to send her all kinds of pictures. She booked, and now she asked to drop her things off at
Early,
12 o'clock. So I'm like, what time are these people checking out? Okay, they checked out the day before, so I had a day in between. So I'm like, okay, Dina, just make sure you're there. Dina decided to clean the morning up, which is typical. She went there, but she said something told her to go there that
night before
and start the towel.
Yeah.
When she got there, the house looked like there was Play-Doh, green slime and Play-Doh everywhere, every crevice.
But the first thing she noticed when she opened the door was the smell of urine and fecal. Boom.
Yes.
Just, oh my God.
She had to open up all the windows.
She walks in the kitchen, it's a mess. Now what's concerning about that is these tenants that told us, oh, you know what, we cleaned the kitchen, we started low, your cleaning lady's not going to have to do much. Exact opposite. The kitchen was a mess, the stove was a mess. Yeah, they started the laundry, but it was obvious they were trying to hide something because there were stains in the sheets and whatnot. Like Kenyana said, upstairs, I think, or was there Play-Doh everywhere?
Everywhere.
So Play-Doh, which we don't give them Play-Doh because we already know. We give little gifts for the toys, little toys to the kids typically, but we didn't do that. And we learned, we say, okay, let's not give things that the kids could mark with or Play-Doh, stuff like that. Let's give them things that aren't so destructive. But somehow these kids got Play-Doh, and it was all over the place, and the carpet, one of the mattresses were soaked with urine.
Yeah, we could throw the mattress out. And there was splatter of blood in the bathroom.
Which made me go back to what I was saying with the lady with the black eye, right?
Oh, wow.
So now I'm upset, but I'm also kind of feeling like, was this one of these girls being held against their will? What was going on here? So
wow.
I'm like, I want to make a phone call to her now.
But before we did that, we made sure we called 211 or 311.
Yeah, I said, give me some places
to get a
send
shelter.
her. Get a shelter. Maybe this woman's being abused. Before I just start going off about my money, because that's what I care about. But I'm like, let me not be a prick, right? Like, humans matter too, you know? So I'm like, okay, this girl's life matters. So let me get some resources for her. And it was a very weird thing for me to say. She answers, and I'm just kind of like, hey, I have something very personal to ask you. I don't want to mean any offense. I said, but are you okay? Do you need help? He goes, oh, yeah, I'm fine. I said, because I noticed you had a black eye. We found blood in the apartment. It seemed like something wasn't quite right when we see you guys the other day.
To the fight.
And that's when she admitted that there was a fight, that she was trying to break up and this and that. But no, we're all friends. It's okay. So I said, okay. I said, I have phone numbers that you can call. There's places you can go. So, I mean, this when she says reservation for hell, I mean, it's just, what else could go wrong? I mean, you're talking about kids, fecal matter, urine, blood. The last night payment didn't go through. Suspicion of someone getting beat and held against their will, which I guess, I mean, it seems like, I guess that hasn't happened. I don't know. I guess they just like to fight. I don't know. So we had to have the carpet cleaned first thing in the morning. What else did we do? We had carpet cleaned. Dina had to do extra cleaning. We had our neighbor, our friend that helped us out, Ricky. We paid him to help as well. And we got it together, Steve. I mean,
But Steve, we weren't there. We're here in Miami doing this Airbnb. So everything had to be remote. I even got on Facebook Marketplace. Shout out to the lady who delivered the mattress.
Amen.
Because she delivered a new mattress, wrapped and everything, and delivered it for me. She's like, I'm like, oh my God, I'll never talk about Indiana people ever in my life. The sweetest people ever. She really did. She came through.
Yeah, and Airbnb, I'm telling you, Steve, they stepped up. Like, they supported us trying to work it out with them. And once we said, hey, they're obviously not working it out, their actions are louder than their words. They keep saying they're going to do it, but we just got tired. Airbnb paid it.
Right.
I mean, within a couple days.
Absolutely.
So they took care of us. And, we got the next customer. She was happy and very thankful that we were diligent in getting it resolved. So that was definitely the worst booking we've ever had. And, like I told Kim Yana, I think, we've only been doing this for a year, but I think that's kind of typical. If you're in a business, it's going to happen sometimes. I'm just thankful we were able to get it resolved, and Airbnb really stepped up to the plate as far as taking care of us there.
And the second guest did walk into all of this.
Yeah, she
but
was
I
kind
was
of like,
I
y'all
was
never ready?
Yeah, she's like, are y'all going to clean up this? If you're going to be ready when I come back, I'll be back at 4.
Yeah.
And so, we assured her, but she was fine. I talked to her because I had to calm her down. But she ended up leaving us a 5-star review.
This is a 5-star queen, Steve. I don't know how she do it.
And she was really nice, and she had to come into wet carpet.
Yeah,
so
because everything wasn't going to be
feedback. Yeah.
Everything would not be dry until like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. But I figured better wet carpet than urine and fecal smell. So.
Yeah, words to live by.
Because to top all that off, the people next door was very loud that night, and they had to be at a 6 a.m. competition. Woo. So she really didn't have. I mean, she had a good experience, but not. She had some hiccups. But she still gave us 5 stars.
Well, that's crazy. How much in damages was it?
It was over 500 because we found out more even after we filed the claim. But I think we filed a claim for
It was for $410, and then the $75 for that last night is what we settled for.
Yeah, so $485.
Yeah, so yeah.
So always take pictures and get with Airbnb right away and get on that. Otherwise, you're not going to get paid.
Yeah. And your receipt, yes, sir. That's a long story, but I think it's worth telling because that was just a lot to learn there.
and good thing you had a big circle of friends to pitch in and help you out in that situation because you're on the other side of the country. That's nuts.
I think it's invaluable to know your neighbors, care about your neighbors. Like I probably am I'm overprotective of my neighbors. Like, I feel like our neighborhood is there. I don't want to just be there trying to make money and not caring about the neighborhood. So, I got to know my neighbor way before we were doing Airbnb. They've helped us do this. They've helped with landscaping, electrical, everything. So, yeah, anytime there's been an issue, our neighbors are more than willing to step in. And in our family, even though they're a little bit away, they're always willing to drive up and help. And they're free. The neighbors will do it for free too. We like to give them something, but our family, I mean, Aunt Lee, Uncle Ellie, my mom, my dad, I mean, they'll come up in a minute, and Aunt Lee and Uncle Ellie refuse to take money from us. Like, they wouldn't even take $20.
Damn. So, y'all deal a lot in fixing up older houses, is that correct?
I happen to have the 2 old houses there. They were both built in 1900. One had been more remodeled than the other, but the second house that I had, and we decided to do Airbnb, it took a lot of fixing up, and we're still paying for things because it's just such an old house. This old house, the show, definitely one of those old houses.
Like today, we had 2 plumbing issues, and we got check-ins tomorrow. So we've been on the phone all day with plumbers. We got it done though, so thanks to Anne, pat her on the back.
I don't know how many people, and Denise, she gave me a plumbing company, but yeah, I had Don, I had Jeff, I called Russ, I don't know who all I called getting this plumbing ready for.
Then we thought our plumber had went missing.
I got scared because I thought my plumber died, Steve. I was like, oh my God.
I thought he might have died in our house.
So once again, this shows Good Ann and Butthole Ann, because Butthole Ann was like, dude, I need my plumbing fixed. And then Nice Ann was like, Ann, dude could be dead. Like, you need to check on him and make sure he's okay, So I made sure I kept calling and just making sure he's okay. Because I'm like, the guy said he was on his way to my house. And that was like 10:30, 4 o'clock. I didn't hear from him. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. Still not hearing from him. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm calling my neighbors. Did you see a red truck? Is this guy laying on my floor? Like, what's going on? So I called his friend and was like, hey, can you send someone by Don's house, make sure he's alive or something? I mean, I already got another plumber coming. So it's not about the plumbing. It's just, I want to make sure the guy's okay. So I was going through quite a bit the last few days.
Wow. And one good piece of advice that came out of it is never always hire a skinny plumber. I heard.
Yes. You were saying that.
Yeah, because they were saying they can't get in the crawl space, so they gotta get
Don get his butt up in there. He don't care. He said, I get in there. But yeah, he liked to bring a skinny guy.
Because when you have the old houses, you know, back then in the 1900s, we were smaller then.
We were? I wasn't.
We were smaller in the 1900s. Well, yeah, I'm just saying, if you were born in the 1900s, you would have been smaller than me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but today we have lady lump.
Right.
You know,
Check it out.
lady hump. Check it out.
So them crawlspace windows and getting no lovely lady lumps through there. And I don't even know how half these dudes be fitting through this little window, but they climb up in there and take care of that plumbing. So they
Wow.
did. They took care of it today. So I feel like I paid quite a bit, but I don't think it was an outrageous charge. And we're up and running and making money.
Any plumber on your team is a
Hire
must-have.
skinny plumbers.
Let's talk a bit about okay, the fixing up the house is one thing, like, you know, the plumbing, electrical, all that stuff, but then you wanted to get, you know, the decorating, get it to look good. And see, this is where I'm at a crossroads at the moment. I'm wondering, should I spring for like stainless steel stuff, or should I, you know, go high end, low, and just regular end? Or, I mean, I just want to know, where is money best spent and where is money like kind of wasted, where it's not going to earn you anything more on Airbnb?
Okay, so you want to make sure.
My saying though first?
Go ahead.
All right, here's my saying, Steve. Don't put Cadillac parts on a Hyundai. You know what I'm saying? Like,
She always
don't
says
put
that.
stainless steel appliances in an old house that look run down. I mean, for what? So that's my spiel, and that's what I literally tell my contractors. I need it fixed. I need it fixed right, but it ain't gotta be Cadillac perfect. Just make it work. We'll camouflage.
And
That's
you-
her department.
And you can kind of play with things. So where I spend the most money is where people will rest well, and that's my beds.
Yep.
I don't do cheap on
Yeah.
the beds. I might spend a little bit more on mattresses, but you still can do, like, there's good consignment shops that maybe, like, I had one consignment shop that got mattresses out of these $1 million homes that were foreclosed on, and they call it essay sales. So in Indiana, let me tell y'all. Now ready? I'm gonna give my Wendy Williams.
She getting excited.
So let me tell y'all the tea. In Indiana, especially Indianapolis, there are a lot of estate sales. There are rich people there, rich, and they got money, like a lot of them. So they die, and they leave
Oh my
their
God.
whole estate to people. And then they call this guy to come pick everything up, and it's real nice stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about $1,000 mattresses for $200. Listen, let me tell you what happened to Anne. So she
That
brought
no one's even slept on. I mean,
Yeah.
it's some guest room
But
down the
guess what
hall
mattresses?
on the east wing, you know, like.
Yeah, and so she was like looking at me. So she had got a Tempur-Pedic mattress when I got to know her. She had a Tempur-Pedic mattress when I met her. And that Tempur-Pedic mattress, she paid $3,000 for, you know? So, because, you know, they got her with, open your credit account, and she's going to
Yeah.
for your back and all that. I bought that same mattress, the same exact $3,000 mattress. Only thing, it wasn't in a queen, it was in a king.
Oh,
For
wow.
$250. Not even really slept on. It was
Wow.
somebody's-
Yeah.
and guess where it's at? It's in one of our Airbnbs, and it sleeps very well.
Absolutely.
And it's real Tempur-Pedic, like they're $3,000 in the store.
And the thing is, Steve, I mean, if the stainless still fits your decor, so be it. But literally, man, I went to Habitat for Humanity and bought a little vanity, then went to Home Depot and bought this red, it's actually supposed to be a garage shelf, cut a hole in it, and that became our red countertop.
And it has stainless steel, so now it looks like a stainless.
It looks kind of stainless steel. It really does. And then the walls, I mean, this old house where they had the plaster and the mismatched texture. Man, this woman over here, she camouflaged. She made her a Cracker Barrel wall. And then she had to go with this. And then she got a Madonna bathroom. So she tell the men folk, yes, she said the men
Marilyn
folks.
Monroe bathroom.
Oh, what I say?
Madonna.
Ooh, my bad. Sorry, Marilyn Monroe. Madonna. Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, anyway. So what had happened was when we get the men in, she's like, don't say I ain't never do nothing for you because you get to shower with Marilyn Monroe. You know?
I do tell them that.
And I don't know if you've seen the pictures online of the bathroom, but I mean, there has to be a good 15 pictures of Marilyn Monroe in that bathroom.
And all kinds of pictures.
So
She
knew what she was doing. I was not confident about the second house because it looked so old, it looked so drabby. But nah, Steve, we didn't get no stainless steels. And those pictures, once again, came from Goodwill, secondhand furniture stores, Facebook.
And that house has all fives, 100% fives.
It's highest demand. The one that I was
it's in the highest demand. It's all fives. It doesn't have any four-star ratings. Every rating has been 5-star, and it's the most sought after home.
So your customers, they just want to know it's clean more than anything. So the sheets, like she said, put it in perspective. When we opened our first unit last year, we spent about, I would say, less than $3,000 to get up and running. About $1,000 of that was on sheets and bedding. So that's where we spent our money. All white. Why? Because you can bleach them if anything happens, and people feel clean when they see white.
Duvets, and I spend the money on the comforters because you want a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
And then all the little extra stuff you can kind of find, in piecemeal decoration. I'll give you an example. I bought $10 at Family Dollar. It's stainless steel on the top, and the other part is black. So it looks like a stainless steel toaster. And it was $10. Yes. You see, you can do things, and I have a stainless steel microwave that I got from the consignment place.
Excited.
And I paid like $40 for that microwave. Oh no, that was Facebook Marketplace. So if you want to go with the high end, do it.
Yeah,
I got
secondhand though.
Yeah, but do secondhand. You'll fare better.
And I try to tell her to stay away from Facebook Marketplace with the secondhand appliances, simply because we did really good with the washer dryer combo. That was great, but we bought a washer, and obviously it wasn't correct from the beginning. But you can still go to the appliance stores. They at least guarantee their stuff. They clean it for you, so you know it's working properly. So that's done real well for us. When we've had to buy refrigerators, washer dryers, stoves, we go to the secondhand appliance.
And some appliances, everybody's in on these Keurooms, right? Everybody wants a Keuroo. And they love saying, I got the K-cups, like this, and the K-cups. And then they have the pods. So let me tell you my cure for the Keuroo. Okay, so these little pods, they get super expensive. But if you just have to have pods, you can do it at Dollar Tree, because I've already went to everywhere. Sam's, Walmart, every place that online, Dollar Tree has the best bang for the buck. So four for $1. So that's the best that comes out. But you can do where you buy the regular bags of coffee, and you can get 2 bags of flavored coffee, and then use these little bad boys, which are the Keurig filters. And they make their own. And then I take my Keurig, the little spinning thing or the drawer, and I fill them up with like 15 of these. And 15 K-cups. And that way, if they take one or if one gets missing, you got the K-cups.
And they're 2 for $1 at Dollar Tree as well.
Exactly.
So spend about $10, get 20 of them. If they take 1 or 2, who cares?
Oh yeah.
Not the wrapper, the 50 cents, and then the money, $50.
Hey, real quick, right? You just reminded me of something. How come G Unit didn't get to ride on the bus?
G Unit didn't get to ride on the bus.
How come?
Because they didn't have 50 Cent.
Oh, 50 cents. A G Unit is 50 cents a group. It was 50 cents in G Unit.
You young kids, I ain't know nothing about no G Unit. I'm like, G what?
That's from 1990s. That's G Unit. That's from our age.
I don't know what G Unit is.
That's
on the farm, we didn't have no G Unit. I don't know what y'all talking about.
50 cent and G Unit was always one.
I was thinking about the garage and maybe a trailer and maybe a parking unit in. I didn't know what the heck G Unit was.
Did you know 50 Cent?
Yeah, he that rapper guy.
So when he started with
G Club.
Yes, he started with G Unit and then he broke off from
G Unit. Oh, okay. So that's a great joke, Steve.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Sorry.
Hey, real quick, I would say real quick, but I take a long time. But what y'all were, it was cool. Y'all were talking about okay, it's like the whole don't put Cadillac parts in a Hyundai. I like that. And so that's what I started thinking of in my artistic mind of mine. I've been to New York and I went to the CBGBs. I don't know if you heard of that place. It's not there anymore. It's like an old punk rock place and it's just like a hole in the wall. But then like it's not fancy at all. But it has like for the walls, it had like just like magazines taped all over the walls and they had just old bar, old stage, and to me it was just like felt so cool. And there's a lot of cool old bars, like old hole dives over in New York that just felt cool. And they have the new modern, fancy schmancy bars, which I never felt comfortable in. But like a home, like I pictured like a home like y'all's. I mean, just like you went with what the home presented you. You went with its flow, you went with its design, and you fed off of that, and then you made it. It's like a unique thing with its own character, and that's what people just feel cozy and they feel warm and loved in there.
Yeah, you talk like you've been there.
I need to go there.
Yeah, he did. He went through Facebook Marketplace. Live. Facebook Live in our
How you're doing.
And that's true. And another place you can go, so for the contemporary, and maybe you don't want to go so old school, contemporary or more modern, try places like Home Goods, Ross, TJ Maxx. Those type of places you'll get bargains. And I love Ross. I even have a saying, let's Ross it, Goodwill it. When we have to, I say, girl, don't worry about that piece of furniture. I'm a Ross that. I'm a Goodwill that.
All that.
Yes, I'm just going to Goodwill too. Now, Anne loves Goodwill.
Especially the first Saturday of every month. Goodwill 50% off, like that wrapper.
And I found some very nice dishes, plain dishes at Goodwill for 50 cents.
Yeah, because they normally 99 cents, but it's the first Saturday. We got them for 50 cents in the club.
Yeah. G-Unit would have got on the bus at Goodwill because they gave 50 cents.
Jenny G. Yeah. Kenny G unit.
Yeah.
And so another thing you mentioned, y'all leave air mattresses in the place, and there's new pumpless air beds.
Yes,
I will demonstrate for you.
We have them. So I love them because, people are tired. They don't want to pump up mattresses when they come. So if you can see it, this one just opens right out. It's memory foam. You pay for them. They run about $120. Marketplace between $50 and $80. And they come in twin, queen, and full. So we keep those. I lost it next to it. So that's fold up like that. And it folds up and it has a handle. Oh, my bad. Next is
This one's even lighter.
yeah, and that was a bed in the back, like you could carry it on your shoulder. And
Right, so.
and you can see the picture it just
Like
under.
a big purse. It's stretched.
Exactly, and it just works, and they love it, and it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's memory foam.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the ones that we use, and it's worth. Those are running about $70 for. This one is a full, and it works. Like the people love it. They don't have to.
Yeah. So in the very beginning, we did have air mattresses, and exactly what I expected happened. Air starts falling out of them, and one guy, being in Indiana, it gets cold, and so the old house is a lot of breeze, and he said he was just freezing because the air mattress just brought in the cold air. He just couldn't get warm. So this has been a good solution for several reasons. Takes up more space, obviously, but you just stuff them in a closet. I mean, you typically, if you're doing Airbnb, you have an empty closet, so you stuff one of those in there.
Under
plays and under bed, yeah. They store very easily.
And for the babies, I don't do cribs because we started that whole crib thing. I sold that real quick on Facebook.
I told you.
And I did the packing place. They pop up and then the babies sleep and then fold them back down.
Yeah, in the beginning, she had bought a crib online, Steve, and that just proved to be too much work. Like, you got to think about your turnover time. And she's like, oh, you can just put the crib up and tear it down. Well, after she seen me do it a few times, she understood what I was saying, and she found this solution instead, the pack and play. So that works so much better. It goes in the closet, they set it up, they put it up. Absolutely.
I love the pack and play. It was a great invention, great idea. I got that at my place too.
Perfect.
So, y'all set up a lot of, y'all have a lot of beds, and then you got the air mattresses that people can crash out on the sofas. And you don't mind inviting like a big group to your house at all.
No, and I think some of that maybe, I don't know,
we specialize in groups because that's what sets me apart, and that's how I stay low, because I can like, if you look up one of our homes, it sleeps 28. So on Airbnb, they put 16 plus. If you look us up, we're like 1 of 4. So we're always booked because we can hold the larger groups, and they're comfortable. They each have a real bed.
Yeah, so in Indianapolis, it's not like Miami where people are going for vacation, but Indianapolis, we're like the 12th or 13th largest city. We have a huge convention center. We have Lucas Oil Stadium. We have Bankers Life Fieldhouse. No, it's not Bankers Life anymore. It's Conseco Fieldhouse. So point being that we have conferences. We have competitions. I think we've even had the Olympics swimming tryouts there before. We just are always having something. The Nazarene Convention, Prime America Convention, Gen Con, the big one. So there's a lot of things that bring schools in. We've had this music competition where an entire college, they brought a bunch of their undergrads and a couple grad students. They stayed in.
We have some chefs staying with us now. They opened 2 restaurants.
Yep. They'll be coming back next month too.
And they booked for next month too.
Yeah.
And there's a whole group, and their thing is they wanted to keep their team together.
Yeah, Future Farmers of America. And the way we've done this single family house, we've been able to break it up into 3 units. So when you get a big group of that, if they want to rent the entire house, which we've had happen a few times, now they got 3 bathrooms and sleeps how many?
It sleeps 30.
So you can sleep 30 bathrooms. You can sleep 30 people. I guess you can sleep in the bathroom if you want.
30 people, 3 bathrooms, and 3 kitchens. 2 full kitchens and 1 kitchenette.
2 little kitchenettes, yeah.
I had one thing that you just reminded me when you said 30 bathrooms. But this one lady, she was inquiring on our place, and she's going back and forth with me. Yeah, I'm waiting for the other girls to put in their input because they're kind of on one of them is on a budget. They want to go for the cheaper place, but the cheaper place has only 1 bathroom, and it's going to be us ladies, and I don't know if that's going to work. And I was like, yeah, that don't work for me living with girls. I don't know how it's going to work with y'all. Fighting over 1 bathroom.
And to each their own. A lot of people, it works for them. There's especially culturally, like certain cultures, they live together. They love living together. That's what they do. And then I think even the younger groups, it's fun. They don't care. They have a good time. But I don't really know how some of our groups have worked out the bathroom situation. Because I'm like 10 of y'all in there in 1 bathroom. I don't know. But they figured it out.
Oh, so y'all do only have 1 bathroom.
But all of our units have 1 bathroom, but the single family house, you can rent all 3 units. We open up the doors and it rents as 1. So this young lady over here, that's how she upsells people. And I'd be arguing with her, Steve, like she's proven, I think I'm such an intelligent person, which I am, but this woman has proven me wrong so many times. She'll be like, no, they don't care. They'll like this. They'll like that. We need to put a unit out back on the back porch. I fought her on that for about 2-3 months, and I shouldn't have. I was ignorant to fight her on that. So I finally got that back porch done with her, thanks to Russ Smith. And I forgot the name of his company. Shout out his company, but it's Russ Smith, his company. They did that back porch for us. It looked beautiful. And to your comment earlier about decorating for the space, Russ did that space, and it looked a lot more modern. And because it was so tight, we couldn't just kind of secondhand things.
That's the tiny house she's talking about.
Yeah, the tiny house concept. It's a porch, and we kind of did this tiny house concept. One of the most expensive pieces of furniture we bought was the sofa bed for that room, right?
Yeah.
That was like $500. I don't think we paid that for anything.
$599.
$599. That's the most expensive piece of furniture we've ever bought, and it was for our little tiny house concept.
And you were saying about upselling. I love that concept. And a funny thing, y'all follow the Airbnb professional host page. Y'all are on there. It's a riot. I love reading that page. But one girl put something about a guest complained that they're afraid of ghosts, and they were even asking if someone in the other unit and beside them, or if there was people there, and she said, yeah, there's people there. Oh, good, because I'm afraid of ghosts, and she's laughing it off, right? She's like, oh, okay, that's funny. He's like, no, seriously, I'm terrified of ghosts. And he went ahead and he even said, can I have my friends stay over too? She goes, yeah, you have to pay the fee. And says, okay, that's fine. He'll pay the fee and everything. Take a long story short, he's like, and I think the friend's girlfriend had to come too. She paid a fee, but this a grown man terrified of ghosts, and.
Wow.
And of course, I always put like little cheeky comments on there, and I put one, and I said, what you should have done, you should have said, for $100 extra, I could send a priest out to your house and put holy water around and bless the house, and I even got a priest costume if you need to borrow it.
Oh, that
No
is
way.
so funny.
No way. Did she reply?
She didn't reply. A whole bunch of other people replied, but I would put onto there, ABU, always be upselling.
Always be upselling.
Did you see the one?
ABU.
Always be upselling. Did you see the one about the funeral that they wanted to have at the house?
Oh yeah.
And the lady put him out and she said no.
She got upset about that. She was
Yes,
very offended. She was
was
like, you should feel honored that somebody would want to have this kind of thing in your house. Blah, blah, blah. You people need to be ashamed of yourself because they're making all kinds of dead jokes and stuff. And she was like, who thinks that's funny? I said, the jokes kind of were funny. I mean, I just said inappropriate, but funny.
Now, were they wanting to put the body in the house, like, and have the funeral?
They wanted to have, instead of paying a funeral, and I don't think it was a money situation. It was
they
more
like the serenity.
Yeah,
of
they wanted to have the funeral in more of a home-like setting. So I wouldn't have a problem with it. I don't think you get a casket through our door, but I'm like, shoot, I show up and put the cards in place. If that's
We'll put on our black, and I'll come with my hair net.
yeah.
You know, my
We have
hat.
a good homecoming. In my family, we call them
And
homecomings. We
And
celebrate.
sing. You know, I put her on stage real quick.
Yeah.
Amazing grace. That's how you would do, right? I'm telling you, we would do it big. I'm serious.
Yeah, honestly, Steve, we really would, because at the end of the day, I went through my nephew's funeral a couple of years ago, and it's a big deal when people lose loved ones.
Yeah.
And so, to her point, to be a part of that, why are you being so offended and, oh, that's gross? I mean, everyone passes away. They're going to pay the fee. Now, and maybe if they're afraid of ghosts, like that one guest, I get it. But other than that, Kenyatta and I, we're all about doing what we can for our guests, And if being a part of that major life function is it, we'd be more than happy.
That's great. That's great. Now, would you let someone give birth in your house?
Why not? Put a baby pool in there.
Why not?
For a fee.
I have to check out with Nick.
That is a good question. Like, let's say someone book and say, listen, I'm supposed to give birth this week, me and my midwife. Woo-wee. What would you say?
I would say, okay.
Really? You would?
And then the Airbnb guys would bless me with another $10,000.
Girl, you know what? We would make it work, Steve. Well, I'm sure we would.
Steve, the Airbnb guys have been great to us.
We probably offer them webcam service so we can tape it.
We've had, what's our
Upsell. We gonna call you another way to upsell.
Let me tell you with this girl, our biggest booking altogether in 1 week. I booked two different dates, but 18 grand. 1 week.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. Congratulations for that.
That's just 2 stays. That's not even the rest of the month.
That's just because there's some really big events in Indianapolis, and the demand gets really high. And when you try to book, you got to find anything at this point. You have to drive at least 30 minutes away. So we're right downtown. We're a mile from the downtown circle, and so that just puts us in prime location.
That's awesome. Real quick, I start every sentence with that, don't I? I should stop that. But anyways, booking. Please.
He's trying to give us a hint. We need to be real quick.
There's no.
Being quick, he knew we were winning. He barely got 2 words in last time. Right? I remember them saying they don't let me talk.
Yeah, y'all are making my job easy. I love it. Okay, on here you put best platforms for renting out your house, and you put, for example, Booking.com, Airbnb, VRBO, HomeAway. Which ones do y'all use? And then after you answer that, please tackle Booking.com for me. I'm about to start getting my first Booking.com guest. I don't know how it works, so go over those previous ones and then really hit that one hard for me, please.
Okay, so I've tried HomeAway, Expedia, the VRBO, which is through HomeAway, Airbnb, and Booking.com. I can just save you a lot of headache. The top 2 is Airbnb and Booking.com, hands down, because Booking.com did the numbers of I signed up with them, and in 1 month they did the numbers of what what HomeAway did in 3 months.
Oh, no, what HomeAway did? Yeah, well,
in 3 months.
Yes. So statistically, because I like numbers, we've been doing this for a year, and we started with Airbnb and HomeAway. So we looked at the numbers last month, and I said, let's just look at percentages. Airbnb was 70% of our bookings. HomeAway, who we've been doing it for a year, was 10%. Expedia, which we've been doing for 3 months now?
No, 1 month.
Expedia?
No, yeah, it's 3 months.
Expedia was 10%. And then Booking, which we had, Booking.com, which we just started, 1 week was 10%. It was equal with other platforms that we've been doing for a year, and the other one we've been doing for 3 months. So we have high expectations of Booking.com. And via the platforms, because I said a lot of people put house for them. So I'm thinking with the data that I've seen so far with our experience, that it's going to be the big one. It'll be Airbnb and Booking.com. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And I wouldn't do Expedia. If you do HomeAway, don't do Expedia. It don't make sense because they put you on Expedia anyway.
So please, tell me how it works though, because I got some bookings coming up next month on Booking.com, and it won't let me receive payment yet. I don't. Right. How do I do that?
Okay, so they have a tool called Pulse. You download it to your phone, and you sign up for Booking.com payments, and that's where they pay you, just like the Airbnb platform. And so what happens is, if you sign up for it, Booking, it's much easier.
A little more.
Actually, no, it's just like the same price. They might cost you the percentage might be to use the percentage for the credit card fees or whatever. And then they charge you the same 15%. But they handle your payment. So basically, when the person books, they're going to keep you on no prepayment for about, till you get about maybe 25 bookings or so. So I'm on that too still. But because it's like she said it's like a credit card. So the more you book, the more credit you have. So basically, when you get a booking, you cannot, depending on your policy. My policy is 7 days, no cancellation, 7 days prior. So I can't charge that guest up until 7 days prior to their arrival. And you will see a button that says charge guest when the guest book. But if it's 2 months, you have to wait until they've already taken the authorization for that guest. So basically, the money's already on hold. So then the day of the booking comes, or 7 days prior, you hit charge guest, and the money is in your bank account within 2 days, just like Airbnb.
Good. I was scared. I didn't know because it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't give me a chance. Or I don't know. It kept saying something. I was like, how am I going to get paid? Am I just going to ask the people at the door? Can you give me the money now or something?
Just sign up Booking.com payment. You want them to pay you.
Are you signed up for that? The Booking.com payment?
I think I tried to do something like that, and it was asking for like an international code or something. I don't know. I got confused.
So just call the 800 number. I'll text it to you. And you just speak to them and say, hey, I want to be on the Booking.com payment. And they'll send you the information. It's in your transactions, too. You can sign up yourself.
But yeah, 800 number, they're real good about walking you through.
Yeah.
I'm saying that as if I've called them before, but I haven't. But I heard they did good.
Yeah.
You said y'all replaced real quick a mattress for $50 on your sofa bed, and it made the world of difference.
Yeah, so I just ordered one for this sofa bed because the sofa beds. I'm really big on how comfortable it is for sleeping, and so my sofa bed, I invested in that. I mean, the sofa bed mattress with the spring, that is not good. They do make on Amazon the sofa bed mattresses for sofa beds, and it's memory foam. Now, on a good day, you might find it for $69 or $89. I paid $124 for this one because. That's what sometimes, things fluctuate on Amazon, but it's worth the money. And it's so much comfortable. That bar that's in the middle, you don't feel it because it's 5 inches of foam.
Nice.
So.
And right when I was reading right here, which is pretty intriguing to me, and I'm stalling for time so I can find it.
Comfort when sleeping. That's we really, like she said, we really hit on that.
Oh, y'all are buying an Airbnb van, calling it the Guest Express Airport Transportation.
Exactly. The Guest Express. Yes, the Guest Express. Because let me tell you.
See, she decided we doing stuff before I really know. We talk about it, and then it's already decided we doing it. I didn't even know. I kind of knew.
We've been looking at vans, and we said we're not leaving Florida without the van. But it's Guest Express, so let me tell you what happened. So I had a double booking, right? And I felt bad. Well, not so. Yeah. So, and I had to move people around based on the number, and so they agreed to it. But I felt bad because, it wasn't the original thing, but they still agreed to it. So what I did was I offered 6 airport transportation round trip, and I offer 6 dinners, for the guests, so that I can kind of make it a little better for the guests. And with the van, we can actually be able to do that. Now with the, I could do it with the Uber and Lyft. I can do it with, and just Lyft and Uber them and absorb that cost. But I'm like, it's so many people that need rides from the airport. They want rides to downtown. And I'm like, Anne, we can put them on Turo.com, and you can actually rent your car out and they can use it. Or we can advertise airport, transportation.
Upselling.
And upsell.
ABU, always be upselling.
Boom, yeah. ABU.
So that's what that's all about.
And people like it. Like, they ask me, hey, can you come get us? Or because they don't want to do Uber and Lyft and they like more VIP.
I thought people did Airbnb to save money, and some do, but a lot of them like the experience. Bottom line, it's not even about the money. So even though they may be able to have cheaper options, because I'm like, I'm not getting up out of my bed for less than $50. That's how that works, So even though it may be more expensive than them just taking an Uber or something, they just like the experience and the interaction. So we've had people come to our house because we weren't able to go there before. This one lady just made us feel so special. We were visiting our neighbors because they were going through quite a bit of stuff, and we were walking outside, and the lady opened the door and said, "Are you Kem and Anne? Oh my God, I thought it was you." And I'm like, hey, it's us. Like, cool. And so, she was just the sweetest thing, made us feel like $1 million, So it's like, some people just want the interaction and the experience. So because we're so close to downtown, Steve, it's like, yeah, let's get this Guest Express.
Exactly.
And try to offer experiences.
The Guest Express.
Guest experience.
Now I'm going to take it to the next level. Why don't you name it the Kem and Anne Party Van? Now, can I get crunk in the back? Is that cool? Get my drink on?
I was thinking of, because I'm going to still offer that. Would you like the package? And alcohol, would you like that package?
That's the one I want. Yes, the alcohol package.
No, I'm going to give them alcohol to drink. The bar. They're going to have a mini bar in your van. They're driving. We're
always
driving.
be upselling.
Exactly.
ABU.
And that's what, that's what Southwest does. They say, that's what Southwest says. They said, you know what? If you want to come with us. You can pay a little bit extra, $15, and now you could be in the, the A section. And then if you would like a drink, it's $5. So for $20, you can have a drink and be like a VIP in the first people that go on. So that's what I'm doing. $5 extra per person. You can have, that'd be nice.
I'm coming up. I'm coming up. Save a spot for me. I'm coming up for that.
We're not gonna charge you though. We're not gonna charge you.
We charge you in hugs.
Mine well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A quick observation. I got the doorbell rang. I got up and I'm like, I'm gonna have to do an edit point here. Dogs barking. Got the Amazon person's delivering stuff real late. I don't know why. It's almost 9:00. But anyways, and I'm like, and I come back and y'all just kept going. Y'all didn't need me. I'm gonna just walk. I could just walk away from the mic.
We both talk a lot, Steve. Like, it's hard for us to get a word in edgewise with each of us sometimes.
This is awesome. I mean, this is my first show without Micah, and it's really I don't have to do very much. Y'all are doing it for me, and I love that. I love it.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. We think a lot. We talk a lot. She said she let me dominate tonight because she hadn't been feeling well, so she got a cough drop and things like that. Because I'm like, I don't know why I get to talk so much tonight, but fortunately I'm in a talkative mood tonight. Last time, I don't know.
I like one of the things you put on here is what are y'all doing to grow your business? So we'll let Anne talk about that one. All yours. What are we doing to grow our business?
What are we doing to grow our business? So I'm all about stabilizing this year, Steve. So are you talking about the upgrades we're going to do? Or
the upgrades?
Yeah.
How we got on other
So Kenyatta has really gotten on different platforms, and I commend her for that. I'm kind of a slow, steady. I'm a farm girl. Corn don't grow overnight. Just fertilize it. It'll start doing its thing. So I'm more on that mindset, Steve. So when it comes to growing our business, we put our initial investment in to get it up and started. And then we do want to start letting the business pay for itself. So like we want to get new windows. We probably will upgrade some of the appliances in the place up to the point where we think it'll pay for itself. So a matter of stabilizing it is really the landscaping, just making the appearance better. Because even though people give us 5, sometimes in the private feedback, they'll mention things that maybe, could have been done better. And we really appreciate that because, we're working hard and we couldn't make it Taj Mahal on the first go around. So, I mean, when it really comes about growing our business, it's about the guest experience more than anything.
Absolutely.
We want repeat customers. And it's kind of hard to do right now because we've only been doing it for a year. And I think our first repeat will be these chefs. They'll be our first repeat. So these chefs will be our first repeat. But we did have a lady from,
and that's a corporate client.
A corporate client. So that's really how we're looking at it, is to just simply look at how our booking structures is aligned throughout the year. Like I said, it's versus cost. And then also just trying to cater to certain groups, like the corporate groups and the convention groups. So every year Prime America comes, and every year we want to know they're coming back. Fireman convention, we want them to have a great experience. So we want to get around that, hey, we stay with Kem and Anne. Gen Con, we want to do that up real big. We want to maybe use the neighbor's yard because he has a full empty lot, set up some games, and just really bang that out too. So really are about providing an experience with the guests when it comes to trying to grow this business. We've been all over the place just trying to get them up and going right now. But now with this next year, we'll really be able to focus on that guest experience even more.
That's awesome. That's everything y'all do is really inspiring. Go ahead.
I just want to say, because we do, so the downside, and it's not a downside, but I love feedback.
Oh, I love this lady.
I think feedback is a gift. So this lady made us a list.
This lady, I'll hold it up to both. This was a handwritten list that this lady.
2 pages.
I mean, I walked in places and thought, oh, there's stuff you can improve, but I never took the time to sit down and write it out.
Second page.
Yeah, the second page. Yeah, it went into 2 pages.
Show it to Facebook.
Wow.
I'll show it to. And she gave us a great review. This was not a nasty letter of, hey, you need to fix all these things. It was, I really love what you guys are doing, and here's some recommendations.
to make it better.
And this woman sat down and wrote it out, like, hey, check your light bulbs, lighting. This lighting looks kind of dim, maybe brighten it up. Things that I did have on my list that I hadn't gotten to yet, but there were other things that she totally brought to our attention, like there's a cabinet door that's kind of loose, so we got to get fixed when I get back. So actually, I can you guys, Bridget can probably tighten that up for us. So yeah, just really trying to pay attention to what our guests give us as feedback. We had an engineer lady for the first time, and she also gave a lot of recommendations. She loved to stay, but she just kept going back with Kem and Anne on how we could make it better. Just little recommendations on little things here and there. Some Kem and Anne was going to do already. Others were kind of new and brought to her attention.
Right.
That's awesome. And like I said, everything y'all do is really inspiring over on my end. I'm already getting 1,000 ideas of what I want to do next. I wanted to get my own party van. I've wanted that since high school though. But
really, now you got to be the responsible one on this, Steve.
I'm gonna be in the back party. I don't know who's gonna drive. I ain't drive.
You're right. Party with the people. They want the Steve experience.
Absolutely.
I pay for that.
The Steve machine. Heck yeah. So this has been a great interview as always. Y'all are like I said, our number one most downloaded, listened to, viewed podcast ever, and that's a great. And we've had some really great guests, but y'all are number one, and now hopefully y'all be number 1 and 2. And so what's making me feel real good about this, and I don't really like to touch on the topic a lot, but if y'all have ever watched the news, the media, they don't always paint us minorities in a good light. And look at us. Right. I mean, we're doing this business thing we're growing, we're improving the cities. There's a lot of us doing really great things. And could you speak on that, minorities and being women and business women, and really, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me, even as middle class people. Like these apps allow you to take away all excuses, regardless of your faith, your nationality, your gender, wherever country you're from, regardless of what you're going through. A lot of these apps, when I say apps, I mean HomeAway, Uber, these food truck apps, Instacart, they allow you to achieve American dream another way. Before the American dream is kind of get a job and retire and send your kids to school, but that seems harder and harder nowadays. So being able to replace an engineering income using an app like Airbnb and Expedia is just absolutely amazing, and you do it within a year. It's ludicrous. So I think the biggest thing is, like you said, in the media, people can paint you in different lights all you want. They can paint you in a, Kem and Anne showed me a video of this lady that won a dance competition and she was overweight, very overweight. But she was sexy, she owned it, she was confident, and she won this competition. So when it comes to speaking to minorities or any way you feel different or like you can't do it, I just don't believe in excuses. I mean, too many people have been through too many things, including my great-grandparents who purchased a farm. They lost money in 3 banks. They weren't allowed to tell the farmers they were purchasing it because of the racism at that time. I mean, I just grew up in a very strong family, and I never let excuses hold me back. I mean, being a female, being an engineer and all these things, I couldn't care less. I mean, I just feel like too many people have been through much harder things to let these things hold me back on what they say we can and can't do. But, yeah, I love it, and I do appreciate being able to represent in that way, but I like to represent on a bigger scale regardless. I like to be relatable to anyone that feels like, I don't think I can do it because of A, B, or C. Yes, you can. You really can, and if it doesn't work one way, try it another. It's okay.
And for me, I just love the opportunities that we do have and that we're able to kind of show our face as being minority women and showing what we're able to accomplish. I grew up in a humble home as well, but my mother always instilled in me and my father just that life is limitless, and they never held me back, and that I always appreciated about them. So I always live life as if it has no limits, and just making sure that everything that I want to achieve, don't allow any type of obstacles to come in my way. I deal with the challenges as they happen. And there will be challenges. This has not been easy. I mean, we look all happy here, but I'm sick today because
how hard we've been working.
I'm sick today because I just got myself to complete exhaustion, staying up till 3 a.m. in the morning. I mean, so it does take a lot of work. A lot of times, I will say this, so that was the good side. But on the other side, a lot of times we do make excuses, and our community can be, full of excuses, but these type of apps, like she say, takes those excuses away. And if you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to stay dedicated and focused, you can make it. And it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. You can make it. I've saw people do this with just a room in their house. I mean, I have a friend that say she was gonna do this. She rented an apartment, don't know how she's gonna pay for it. She's like, "Oh, I'll give my room and I'll sleep on the sofa." Just to figure it out. Extra. But you have to want to figure it out, and you have to live life as if you have no limits.
And I've definitely taken it for granted because I talked to a neighbor lady a couple weeks ago, and she talked about how inspiring it was to see two women doing this, and she was maybe in her 60s, So I think I do take it for granted that we are females and be able to do all this in minorities, but I mean, it does feel good to inspire others. But I think the attitude, regardless of who you are and where you're from, is set a goal and stick to it. It's persistence. I'm not the fastest anything in the world. I mean, I took too many years to get through college, but I got through. Even in my career, I kind of started slow, but then I just took off. With this Airbnb stuff, I think I probably harped on things a little too much. I was a little too concerned. We were trying to make everything a little too perfect. Now we're realizing, you know what, it's okay to be like this, and we can change, and we can update this later. So I think the main thing is to get started, don't stop, and don't give up. That's it.
Awesome. Great advice, great words, and we thank you so much for being on the show. So go ahead and sing the new theme song for us, please.
Again, because I'm a little part.
Okay.
Live, let thrive.
Live, let thrive. Live, let thrive. You be selling, ABU. You be selling uplifting it back. Gonna get that uplift van. Gonna drive it all over in. We're gonna sing karaoke, and Steve is gonna shake his booty. Hey, yeah.
Greatness. Oh, wow. The beautiful, inspirational, motivational Kem and Anne on our show. We are so fortunate to have y'all. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night. Hit us up at liveletthrive.com. Hit us up on the Facebook, on the phone numbers, all that stuff. You know where to find us. Thank you so much for doing the show again and making life without Micah for one day, easier, way easier for me.
Amen. Love you, Micah. Love you, Steve. Peace. Love.
Later, y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.